Rob Cummins reporting for duty. How are you today? Today I want to talk about getting rid or absolutely quitting, resigning, letting go of old rituals and habits that are not resourceful, that are not helping us out. And things that we brought along from our childhood, that we developed in our childhood, and they worked for us back then to keep us safe. But the thing about it is, some of us bring that along with us, and we use it all. We're still using it, so we're actually being run by maybe a 4-year-old kid or a 7-year-old kid or whatever it was for you when you decided to develop your protection strategies, your safety strategies to keep you safe. Look, I am very grateful for the life I have and the absolute wonder that I get to experience every day. But you know, there are ways. There's some ways in my life where I'm not measuring up. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, and absolutely nowhere near where I thought I would be, financially, professionally, personally. I realise that I haven't done the necessary work. I haven't put in the effort. I haven't fully met the challenges that have come my way, and I've refused that challenge again and again. When I'd get to the fork in the road, I would back down. I would say I'm going to go down that hard road, but I wouldn't go down the hard road because I wasn't really committed to slaying all the metaphorical dragons that were standing in my way, blocking me in between, say, from where I am and where I wanted to be, what I wanted. You know, I'd say to myself, I'm burning the boats so I could take the island, but I always caved when the going got tough. I shouldn't say always, but because I have risen above some really big challenges in my life, so I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that. Good on you, Rob. But I would always cave. When the going got tough, I would wimp out. We've all heard of that word, wimp. Who likes a wimp? But I would do an EWO. I would take the easy way out. And that was the pattern that I would run. You know, whenever I sensed danger or risk or hardship or uncertainty, I'd do an E-way. I'd take the easy way out. But then, what I came up with while I was writing this was, no, I was being a wimp. Who likes wimps? Nobody likes wimps. But you know what a wimp is? For me, when I'd get there to that place in my life where I wasn't measuring up and I was going to do it, but no, I backed down, I would do a wimp. You know what I'd do? I'd wee in my pants. That's what a wimp does. You know, we got to be charitable to the wimps too. But being a wimp isn't good. It doesn't feel good. And I would run away like a gutless yellow tenon. But I would do that. I'd be gutless. I wouldn't follow through. I wouldn't stand up and fight for the right to live my dream, to walk my talk, to live my truth and live my purpose. And my self-esteem would plummet. And then I'd have, because my self-belief corroded so much, I'd have another example of how I failed, how I didn't measure up, you know. And that wimp business, an easy way out, it doesn't feel good. Just imagine, for anyone out there who's never had that experience, just imagine what it'd be like if you were wimping out. Every time a challenge came up, you wee in your pants. It's not good. Oh, it feels terrible. I've got to go change in a minute anyway. But my hero's journey is in tatters. So now I decide, I commit, I take action. Because it's time. This is my time. It's time for me to resign from the role of gutless yellow turd. It's time for me to get back on the horse, metaphorically, and jump into that metaphorical pool and have another, how do I say? Okay? Because I always make a comeback. That's why they call me Comeback Cummins. Because I'm committed to being me, I'm committed to being the best version of me that I can possibly be. I'm learning how to love myself as I am, to accept myself with all my flaws and idiosyncrasies, which is not easy sometimes. But I know I'm capable of so much more. My fear of being rejected, of not being enough, have been my default setting since I was a kid. Like 7-year-old Rob did whatever he had to survive, to keep himself safe. And now, the thing about it is, as I said earlier, we take that into our life. Well, you know, in this case, I've got a 7-year-old kid making my decisions and for me to keep me safe. So I'll just tell you this: when I was only 4, I had a bad case of tonsillitis, so they took my tonsils out, and I was okay. But this other stuff that goes on behind the scenes, where we slink back to this default position, I'd call that turtleitis, where, you know, when a turtle senses danger, their head goes back inside that hard shell for protection, and that is what I know you've done this too, but that's what we all do. And so it's turtleitis. Well, there's only one way out of it. You can't get around it. You've got to go through it. And, you know, like, sure, if there is real danger, you put your head back inside. But I'm talking about where there is no danger. It's just perceived. And when this comes, like, we duck for cover, we take shelter, we retreat back into our shell. And then we do that to hide our shame and our guilt and all that bad, unresourceful. Well, I know for myself, I had this unresourceful shockwave of shame and blame and guilt go, you know, through my body. When I did it, I felt it. Anyone does. We know when we're backing down, when we should be stepping up. So I'm coming out. I know what you're thinking. It's about time. Well, I am coming out. I'm getting back on the metaphorical Mustang, Sally, because that's what I always do. I always fight to the finish because I know I'm capable of so much more. I know that's what I'm here for, and I know I've got what it takes to overcome the challenges. I mean, that's the only reason we're sent these challenges, so we can overcome them, so we can grow. And I know that I will, because, you know, I know that I've got to get more. I want more out of life, and I'm determined to get that more out of my life. And I'm not satisfied with where I am. So, and I also know that I have overcome some really, really, really big challenges. It's so ridiculous, but it's only because we have made a ritual out of it. So what we're going to do is let that go. Oh, wow. That's a verse of a song I wrote just the other day. But that's what we must believe for ourselves, because we have this, you know, all our excuses and that, all the reasons and things we're scared of never even happen. Not all of them, but 95% or whatever it is, a hell of a lot. So I'm getting back on that Mustang, only this time I'm getting on without my armour, because I am sick and tired of running away. I'm sick and tired of the shame and worthlessness I feel every time I retreat and run back to 7-year-old Rob, because he wants to protect me when I'm vulnerable because of all the trauma. But do you know what? I've been talking to 7-year-old Rob, and I just said, Rob, mate, we've got to work together because we've got this conflict going on. I know you're there to help me. I know you're trying to help me, but I am trying to achieve some things. I'm trying to make some progress in my life. And with this conflict, I just can't get there. So I want you to work with me, because I know that worked fine when I was 7, but not anymore, because I'm so much older now, and my mission is to man up. Man up, mate. It's time to, and I've got a 6-step strategy. It's time to feel what's going on. And the next step is, I'm going to cover these in more detail, but for this one, you just got to feel what is really, really going on, and don't flick, you know, don't deflect, don't distract. Just accept who you are, where you are. You've got to get real. The next step is get real, and you've got to get real with exactly where you are. Say it how it is. Own up, fess up. Say it how it is. Not better than it is, not worse than it is, but how it is. Then, so that is the reveal. You've got to, well, I would say this is my reveal. Um, Gee, does the world need to know this? But you got to reveal. You don't have to tell the world, but you have to tell yourself, because you have come face to face with who you are. So you got to reveal, because without the feel and the get real and the reveal, you can't heal. But that is the next step. If you do the feel and the get real and reveal, then you can heal, and then you can go for ideal. Where do you want to be now? What do you want your life to look like? How are you going to get there? Who are you going to get help to get you there? When are you going to do this? Now, yes. So that's the ideal. And when you can feel yourself getting back on course, even just for making that decision and knowing that you really mean it, I've got down here squeal. What I mean by that is, I mean celebrate. Celebrate the fact that you committed to yourself, that you had that what it takes. You know you've got what it takes, but you put it out there, you owned up, you came face to face with yourself, you fessed up. And when you do that, that is my step. And I can give you more details on that anytime. Just contact me. You can email me robcummins1@live.com.au. You can call me on 0419 436 859. Like me on Facebook, Rob Cummins, Agent for Change and Your Success. But that is the 5-step strategy, which I am going to bulk up. That's the 5-step strategy to resign from the role that's holding you back, so you can step into your power and uniqueness and become the empowered leader that you want to be, decisive, committed, so you can reach your full potential and love your life. That's Adult Rob signing off. I hope you got something out of that. And if you did, feel free to share it. I used to be a shearer. Feel free to share it with whoever you want. Yes. Why not? Why not tell the world? Eh? Cheers.